Green Bay. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, 60-yard.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. 2nd and 10. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down. He was all over that route defensively. Now, they had 2 picks last week as a unit. Couldn't quite grab that one.
Patience, Grasshopper. Patience. Early in this game, but you...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Watch it. Chopper. Chopper.
They're going to look to throw. His throw incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. They'll look to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. Incomplete. Both players were there offensively and defensively, but it falls incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM, it always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
The throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. That's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from it. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the 1st quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. The intended target, T.J. Hawkinson, and it's 3rd down.
Go now. 60 Pittsburgh. Check. 22 Jet Bombers. 22 Jet Bombers.
They'll set up a throw. He's going to launch this thing way down, and that's caught inside the 30. And he takes it down deep into Green Bay territory. It's a big play there for the Lions. 49 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Johnson And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose one or two. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Here we go on 2nd and 12. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Von Miller in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. 3rd and 15 here after the 1st and 2nd down plays went in the wrong direction. Now back to throw. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And there is nothing easy about being a kicker on a day like this.
Yeah, I tell you, not only is the footing tough in the snow, but kicking that ball is like kicking a rock. Very difficult to get any sort of feel on your kicks.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
2nd and 9 now. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. 27 yards there, a 1st down.
Brandon, there have been some memorable snow games for championships in the NFL. 1948, Philadelphia Eagles, Chicago Cardinals.
Well, the most famous one in my lifetime, I think, is got to be 0-1, right? Raiders, Patriots, to send the Patriots to the Super Bowl.
Tuck roll, didn't you?
Yeah,
I think that's one people remember. But I also know this. In Miami, the infamous one, the snowplow game in New England, when they went out there and the Patriots had a guy come out and clear a spot on the field for their field goal kicker to kick the game winner.
Is that 82?
That was 82, and the Dolphins fans will never forget it.
Well, we're not seeing one of those famous games here, but it's fun to be in the snow nonetheless. That one good for 26 and a 1st down. Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets them into a 3rd and 1 situation.
So many play callers in the red zone worry about the negative effects of a play that they're about to call. But this guy, all he's worried about is gaining yardage and putting the ball in the hands of his playmakers.
And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this 1st quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
On 2nd down now, it's Johnson. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now Johnson. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Recon, 132 fighter.
Here's 2nd and 8. He's got Smith here. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 19. I love that play because in the snow you think run, run, run. Big passing play there.
And defenders hate it, especially in open space, because trying to come under control, break down, and make a tackle.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. T.J. Hockenson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Lions have taken the lead.
Well, the lost sleep that the defensive coordinator had all week preparing for this game, a good portion of it was trying to prepare for him because he's absolutely a phenomenal player.
And a lot of times around the goal line, they know it's going to him. It's just so hard to stop.
And that's where it really becomes difficult because you're exactly right. They know it's going to him, yet they still can't stop it. That tells you when you're a dominant player.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. 2nd and 6. Complete to Jones. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
That was impressive to me because while it was a pass play, they still rallied to the football like they were filling running lanes, and they were able to put the receiver on the ground.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Back to throw here. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Phillips. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Running right, Jones. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they've bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
2nd and 4. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
So the 14 yards actually takes him from 143 to the other for 1st and 10.
Hey, turn it up. Check 3. 80 weapon. Ready.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit, right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Alpha. 43 is the mic. Hey, here we go. Check 43. Ready, go.
He'll look to throw. Forced out to his left.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on 2nd down.
The Packers on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
Let's get off the field. Watch out. March 43. There you go.
They'll drop to throw. He's got Adams on the hookup. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. They'll run on first down. Jones. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Pass hauled in by the 6'4" tight end Sternberger. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Jay Sternberger, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And once again, the Packers, they're back out in front. You always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And the lead is now 10-7. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now this time he'll look to throw. And he rifles one incomplete.
Martin, I think it's high time to get him some passes that he's comfortable with. Some easy throws, some completions. He's not even hitting the 50% thus far.
Well, certainly that has played a big role into why they are trailing right now. Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return, and the Lions will take over. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Got an open man. It's McLeod. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. A second down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Blake Martinez. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. This thrown quickly out to Jones. They call it no gain there on the first down play. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Bobby McCain. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more.
His guys take over 1st and 10. It's good. 81, 60 Pittsburgh. Ready?
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. Now with 5 seconds left, not really enough time to run another play and then stop it. So on comes the field goal unit. This a 43-yard attempt. And his kick here is good. And that will tie things up as we head toward halftime. So they're able to make things level just before half and also leave very, very little time on the clock.
And I love the way that you phrased that. Brought a little soccer into it, and that's really apropos considering they just kicked a field goal to tie things up.
So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, not too many breaks ahead according to the radar. More snow on the horizon as we are back underway in half number 2.
Let's go!
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. He'll look to throw. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And an alley to run. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short. So he got 9 yards that time, but he needed 10, and it brings up 4th and 1. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. This is taken at the 18. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4, and out will come the offense as they take over. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 22. Now Stafford, he's going to rifle one deep left side, and nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's 2nd down. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Throwing is Stafford. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he'll be brought down right on the 50, a gain of 3.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it. He was a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. Stafford on third down. And that's caught by Smith. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. The quick slant, good for 8 and a first. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A first down carry here for Johnson. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
On 2nd and 9, Stafford. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down. Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Out of the gun, Stafford. Looking here for Smith downfield. And this is caught. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. In for the score as his guys are able to regain the lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now with a game.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked by Tracy Walker. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line.
Well, so much of playing quarterback in the snow comes down to trying not to do too much. You've got to just keep telling yourself, throws downfield we've run every day in practice all year. But guess what? They suddenly become more difficult.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Akeem Hicks able to record his 5th sack of the season. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Faking the give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
Stafford. And he comes back with one complete. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll try and get the running game going with Jones. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And that will level the playing field at 17 all. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. This will be fielded at the 6. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Let's go.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time out, another missed field goal, so maybe their confidence wavering a little bit right now in the kicking game.
And I'm with you on that. I think at this stage, they'd love to not run him back out there in a tough situation. But let's face it, they may have to. So right now, the head coach is talking to the offense coordinator and saying, call this game like we're going to put it in the end zone. Let's try and take the field goal out of it.
On second down, it's Johnson. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. First down, Lions on a pickup of 13.
Hey, 53, ready.
Stafford on first down. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A very solid gain of 27. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards down to the 15.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
On second down now. It's Rodriguez, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down. A field goal would get him the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on third down. From the gun, here's Stafford. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. A 16-yard touchdown as they have taken the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Back now at Lambeau. It's the Packers who have the football but in need of points as we begin quarter number 4. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. And he's got his man on the comebacker. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards on the play there as the Packers have the first down as well. A first down run, good for about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And he's got his man on the out route. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 45-yard line. This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Back to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he's taken down inside the 30. 17 yards on the play there as the Packers have the first down as well. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. Dancing to his left. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked by Darryl Worley. And he'll bring this all the way up to the 45-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
First down for the Lions on a nice pickup of 18 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6. The Lions on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This will be 3rd and 6. Now a play fake and it's Stafford. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into a error.
Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
Well, partner, I guess sometimes it's just a matter of philosophy. Some say run until they absolutely stop you, and others say, well, when you think they're about to stop you, fool them a little bit. I guess they should have tried to fool him on that play.
And he will find his man on the outside. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. Flushed out right. Now he'll pull it down. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, not much there that time, and I think we were both wondering once he got out of the box whether he just throw the ball away, and he winds up only picking up a yard or 2.
Ready? 8, read. Kill. Ready, go.
2nd and 9 now. Making the catch is Sternberger. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. The big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Here's a quick hitch route and the throw complete. Oh, no, he lost the football. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. Buying time to his left. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. I want to go back to something you said in the first quarter.
Is it a positive?
It is a positive.
Okay.
About winning the turnover battle. As a visiting team, as an underdog, you were right. They've done just that, and look where it's gotten them.
It's part of the formula. When you go on the road, as you mentioned, being an underdog, winning the turnover battle is a big key, and this one's playing out in this one.
Flush to his right. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. They took their shot for the end zone, almost cost them.
And he made the right play there, knocking it away. But, boy, it looked like he had a chance to come down with the football. And if he does that, this thing is over. Instead, he leaves him out there with another chance.
He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.